Were you thinking of getting an architect or designer in your life a tie with blueprints on it? Or maybe a coffee mug that just says architect in big letters? Maybe don't do that. Instead, here are some things we'd actually use. Gifts that are thoughtful, practical, and a little inspiring. Whether it's for a friend, a family member, or even yourself. I've put together a list of 26 or so items that make sense for architects and designers. From sketching tools to desk gear, everyday carry items, and a few books that never go out of style. Before we start, I just want to say you don't need any of this. My whole philosophy as a designer is to work with what you have. You've probably seen me sketch with whatever's nearby. A random pen, a dull pencil, a half-dry marker. It's never been about having the perfect tool. But if you're looking for a meaningful gift that will actually get used, let's start with the first category, sketching and design tools. Let's start with something that I carry with me at all times. As you can see from this collection, I've always carried a notebook with me. But I don't want to be precious with them. They'll get beat up and I lose them. So I prefer to just buy a bunch of these Amazon Basics versions. You can get a pack of them and they're a budget option that would be good for somebody that just needs to carry a notebook around with them. But if you want to upgrade a little bit, here's another great notebook with upgraded paper. This is for the designer that might use watercolors or color their sketches a little bit more and it's more than just notes. But if I were going to get a gift, this nice field journal would be perfect. It'd probably make my year. If I had a fancy journal like this, I might not lose it as much. I like this journal because it's durable, but it has that sort of tactile feel. And it's something that if you were to take this out in a meeting, it would look really cool. Okay, now just like my notebooks, I also lose my pens all the time. So this here is my most used pen. It's just a Pilot Razor and it's just clean, comfortable lines, but it's not something that's so precious that I'm afraid of losing it. I do like the felt tip pens because I don't have to worry about the ink getting gummed up on the ballpoint and it doesn't really smell like a Sharpie. But if you want to upgrade a little bit, here's this Lamy Safari fountain pen that has character. If you've only used gel pens or felt tip pens, using a fountain pen really changes the way you feel about sketching. This might be a good pen that would be sitting on the desktop for those really nice design sessions. Following pens are the mechanical pencils. Here's a Muji mechanical pencil. It's an aluminum body, so it's a little bit better than your typical plastic mechanical pencils, but it's a low-cost option that still feels really well in your hands. Now here's a splurge pick. This is something that actually one of my employees recommended to me because he got it as a gift and felt it was a really cool gift. It's the Rotring, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Rotring 800. It's a premium pick, it's weighty, it feels good in your hands, and it's just a high quality item. Okay, so most architects, they're probably still using that cheesy plastic scale that they used in school. Here's an upgrade for them. Architectural scale that's made out of aluminum and just looks real classy. It's going to up their design game by just having something really nice and fancy. And for the architect on the go, this same metal scale, but in a pocket version. Something you can take with you and you don't have to lug around the larger scale. And it looks real fancy when you're in a meeting and you're able to pull out a scale out of your pocket and be able to measure drawings or scale a detail real quick. And lastly, in this category, this is a really nice planner. It actually feels designed. It's great for blocking out projects and deadlines. I use this every day to write out my to-do list. Okay, so let's start looking at some things that will be sitting around their desk because this is where they'll be most of the time. If you have somebody that says they already have everything, they probably don't have this. This will surprise them. The BenQ Screenbar Halo 2 is an eye-saving task light. This light can help with eye strain, but it also syncs up with whatever's on the screen, or you can have it change colors throughout the day. It just really sets off the monitors. And for the designer that is like me, that has clutter everywhere, this is a great desk organizer that is able to put everything all in one spot for you. It's got steel and wood, it feels minimal, but it makes the desk feel intentional. If you look around and your designer or architect has a mess everywhere, maybe this is the right gift for them. And since your hands are going to be working on the keyboard and mouse all day, here's a nice little leather desk mat that I use. And I've had this for almost 3 years. I use it every day, but it hasn't worn down and it still feels great. There's also a fancier version, which is a higher end sort of leather. It just depends on the feel that you're going for. Okay, Here's something that I never thought that I would need until I started really sketching and drawing, and I just had markers everywhere. I use different organization systems, but here's a great organization that will help keep your colors together, keep your pens together, and it just helps clean up the space and give it a more studio feel. Okay, this was a bit of a splurge that I just bought recently. I've really been making a lot more models lately, and the day-to-day of having to cut foam was taking a long time. So here's a hot wire cutter that quickly can cut foam in a nice and clean manner without having to worry about X-Actos or keeping things in line. And lastly, for the architect that works in an office or maybe even lives in a city, you gotta have a good set of headphones. These are the ones I prefer. These are the Bose Quiet Comfort. I've had these for over a decade, and I've had to replace the cups here and there. It still sounds as great today as it did the day I bought them. These are some great headphones to block out the sound around you. So let's talk about the things that you would probably carry with you, or your architect or designer might carry with you. So for the techie who has cables and drives and pins and has to carry them all around with them, look at this Bellroy Tech kit. It's got a nice clean organization system, so all their technology can fit into one place. Or also consider this Patagonia sling bag. It's today's version of a briefcase. It sits well on your shoulder, but it can carry your notebooks, your pens, your tape, anything while you're running out the door. And as you're running out the door, you're probably going to grab coffee. Coffee is basically the bloodline of most architects. Here's a nice travel mug that's ceramic lined with a great lid, and it also has a really cool feel for it. But really, for me, budget version, just get a mini ceramic mug. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just something that shows that you thought about them and their interest. Here's one that I got as a gift from an engineer that I still use every day. Now here's my keychain, like my actual keychain. I use a Tacray carabiner clip, which is a great clip to clip it onto my belt, but it also has things like a ruler, it's got hex key, it's got bottle opener and some screwdriver stuff, but it's just a nice heavy duty carabiner that's not gonna fall off. And then you see here, I also have this Gerber Dime Mini Multi-Tool. It's obviously gotten a lot of use, as you can tell, but it's really useful. It folds open to have pliers, but it's also got scissors. It's got blade edges on there so you can cut things. I use it all the time. And here's something else I carry that maybe isn't architecture design related, but if your person also happens to be a car person, here's a 10mm ratchet that's on my keychain. Anybody who works on cars probably knows why you would need a 10mm at all times. Okay, let's wrap out this list with books and inspiration, things that I use probably every day, but I've also had for a very long time. Starting out with the Architect's Graphic Standards. This is pretty much the architect's Bible. It's something that has everything you need to know about being an architect, about designing and detailing and spaces. Here I own the 11th edition, but it's still indispensable for quick checks. Here's a fun one, 101 Things I Learned in Architecture School. It's been out for almost 20 years, but it still holds true. It's perfect for students, but it's also good for seasoned pros. It's got some good tongue-in-cheek humor, but also some valuable philosophy within it. And lastly, Form, Space, and Order. This is the foundational book. The chances are they may have picked this up when they started architecture school, but if they don't, you should probably think about picking this up for them. I own the 2nd edition, but the content still holds the same. It's a great reminder for the first principles of design thinking and how you can think outside the box. So at the end of the day, these tools are just extensions of how we see. You don't need the perfect pen, you just need the curiosity to sit down and make something. I've linked everything below with both premium and budget options where it made sense. So go out and get some of these for yourself, for a friend, for a family member, somebody that you know that was interested in design or architecture. And if you found something helpful, thanks for supporting the channel. It really helps me making these videos. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Stay curious and design with intent.